Hello, everybody. Today we have a little bit of a different type of announcement. This is going to be the first of hopefully many video announcements for Heaven, because there is a lot to talk about today specifically. There are many topics I want to talk on, so feel free to leave this video in the background and just listen in, or if you like whatever footage I put in behind this voiceover, you can keep watching. So, first off, I would like to celebrate my 1 year of full time coaching. We surpassed that benchmark on the 5th of May, so this announcement is a little late, but I didn't think it was anything worth celebrating too hard. We're also going to hit the 1 year anniversary of the Heaven Discord server in a week and a half. It was created on June, the exact date of which I don't know. And hopefully, I can plan a little bit of a get together on that date so that we can maybe do something as a group to celebrate the occasion. In this video, I want to talk more about the future of the Heaven Discord, of my coaching, and things related to that, because there are a lot of changes I want to make at the start of this year. I feel like I need a clean slate almost in which I can restart everything properly, because the last year has been very bumpy. There have been many issues in terms of finding the right business model, in the right session length, session style, teaching style, all those things, right? Because it was a learning experience. And those of you who know, it was very rough, especially in the first 3 months. There were many changes happening, yada, 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 right? But now, in this future year, I'd like to restructure everything. I'd like to give it more attention because I feel like that's what it deserves. The number one priority is going to be improving the coaching quality. I think a lot of you have noticed that in the recent months, I've switched to this more active style. I switched to the style where I'm paying a lot more attention to the people I'm working with on a monthly basis instead of the single sessions. And I think you've noticed that by the amount of new faces you've been seeing recently. There haven't been too many new faces. It's mostly been the same people over and over. And you can sort of check that in the live session when you can see who I've been having sessions with, right? I would like to expand upon that and continue upon that. I feel like the people who are with me monthly and who believe in this style of coaching should receive more attention than the one-off people. Not to say that their priorities any lower, but this is the coaching style I believe in, so I would like to do more of it. That being said, the next lesson that I learned from last year was that I can't do too much. The human body has limits, and I found those out last year when I was in the busiest season. I believe it was August of last year. There were like way too many people subscribed. I was doing around I don't know, it was like 14 to 12-hour days on multiple days straight for like a week or two, which absolutely destroyed me. And it was very bad. It burnt me out physically, mentally, emotionally, just like coaching nonstop with no time to rest or even think. And I feel like everybody who was there also noticed that the quality was down. I was a zombie. I was tired. It was not okay. And that's also something that I want to change. When I say more monthly coaching, I do mean that I am going to put a cap on that. For now, the cap is going to be at 10 people because I feel like I can reasonably reach these 10 people multiple times a week, hopefully, and give them really good quality coaching. We will see how the year progresses and how the summer's going to go on whether we can extend that cap or if we're going to have to cut it lower. We're going to experiment, but for the time being, know that there will be limited slots on the monthly sessions. That being said, this summer, I am planning on bringing back the free sessions in some capacity. The problem with the free sessions used to be that they took an enormous amount of time and it was basically charity work, right? I didn't really get paid for it. It didn't help me power the lights on and stuff like that. And it was mostly to gain traction and to help people for free and like give back to the community. While I wanted to do that with the public sessions and like pinging everybody, it is obvious that most of you are just the regulars coming in to vibe, which don't mind. I absolutely love it. You guys make the session like better. But when it comes to the educational side of things, not many people use it to improve. What I've decided to do going forward for the free session is that I will do one free session a week per 100 Patreon subscriptions. So the point being is that it's no longer charity work, right? Somebody is paying me and supporting the coaching enough to where I can give time to coach new people for free. And so I think the way that's going to happen is through Metafy. That's going to be the main way I'm going to advertise it. And we're going to bring back the rule where it's going to be one new person per week. I think that is fair. If nobody takes the slot for the week, I would be happy to do a session with somebody who deserves it within the community. Lastly, I'd like to note that I'm going to start reserving the right to decline potential clients. During the past year, I haven't discriminated against anyone in any capacity when it came to coaching. Age didn't matter, time zone didn't matter, rank and hours played, and so on and so on. While I certainly could push myself to work with everyone, it's simply no longer healthy or efficient to try to fit these extreme cases. For example, I'm based in Europe, and coaching people in East Asia, and Australia has always been difficult, so I would reserve the right to reject them based off of that alone if they can't match my schedule well. While rare, I've also had people who are incredibly young as well, and it doesn't sit well with my morals to be taking money away from children either. By trying to fit the needs of everyone, I end up wasting a lot of time and honestly health due to lack of sleep that negatively impacts my life way more than I feel like is okay. This does mostly apply to the monthly sessions, as one-offs are more manageable to schedule though. That was pretty much it on the coaching side of things. And now, to talk more about what is going to be happening with Heaven. Heaven has grown into such a wonderful space, into such an incredible community, and I would like to expand upon that this year. Everybody is so nice, everybody's so involved, we have loads of interaction in the sessions, and that is something I'm really grateful for. And I want to give back to this community more, especially in terms of events. And you guys have heard me plan tournaments here and there, but it's just always been a fight for time that I didn't have. Hopefully, with these coaching changes, that's going to allow me to host more events, definitely a tournament or two, just really do more things with Heaven and with the people inside of it. You guys have seen me planning many events in the past with the Couples Cup and the show matches and the PP Farmathon, which were all incredible. But the truth is there isn't enough time to just finish the infrastructure for all of these things, especially like the Couples Cup that hasn't happened yet, which I do still plan on doing, although that's going to take more time. I would like to focus on smaller scale events. What I would like to do for the foreseeable future is I want to organize a certain style of tournament that used to be regular, that I used to host in the past, where I will have registrations per week, and we're going to play a couple of matches every Saturday. The goal and the point is going to be that anybody can register. It's going to be teams of 4, and honestly, if we get more registrations, we'll have more teams, we'll have more matches. If we have less, it'll be less team sizes and less matches. But the whole point is I would like to have a weekly Saturday match that everybody can join. They can be put in a team and they can spend an hour or two playing in a tournament style format. There's a huge drought on tournaments going on, and I, by myself, can't host anything big right now with the coaching, but something small scale should be doable. And I've already made the staff roles and the staff channels and all of that, so if anybody wants to volunteer as any type of staff role, please feel free to message me and we'll get that sorted. I can't promise that this Saturday is going to be the beginning, but hopefully we'll get it started by the end of the month. Outside of that, I would like to host more community events. I would like to do more things like the Farmathon, where it's like one big event happening inside of the server where people are either competing with or against each other, where it's more passive. It's like not as involved and anybody can do it on their own time. That will remain to be planned and to be seen, but I do have some ideas. And if anybody else has something they'd like to pitch in, I'm always open to listening. As most of you know, I absolutely love to ramble. I love to rant, I love to ramble, I love to just yap. This is what makes the coaching job so appealing to me. And I would like to take that and focus a lot of that into more content creation this year. Every other coach seems to have a channel, they seems to have content that they regularly put out. And to a degree, I was inspired by Lancipu's style of making content. It's very fast, it's explosive, it's fun to watch. And so I'd like to try something of my own. I'd like to do a mix of things, I'd like to experiment, and I'd like to just upload more content that may be educational, may be fun, but I'm really willing to give it a try this year. And this video is all in a way a step towards that. I feel like a lot of the educational videos on Osu are very outdated. There are a lot of videos and topics and themes from lots of creators and top players that just are old. They're not new, they're not recent. The feedback, the game has evolved, the game's changed, the meta's shifted, and so a lot of it is just outdated. And I'd like to hopefully start filling that gap with what I think is correct and up to date. I feel like this is a natural step in keeping coaching a full-time job, keeping the career going. And so if you'd like to support me in this way, in following the channel, watching some of these videos that I'm going to put out, I'd be incredibly grateful and happy to have you. Lastly, and this is more on a personal note, I would like to start playing the game more again. A lot of you might have seen me being more active in the game, doing my dedication more and evolving it, and just being more present in the game, seeing me play more instead of coaching. I feel very inspired by everybody that I'm coaching. A lot of passionate players put in a lot of work. They go through so many trials and tribulations just to improve. And I feel like I have a lot of that left in me as well. And I'd like to not only be inspired by people, but to inspire others as well. I also want to make this year very productive. I want to push myself. I want to do what's hard. And I want to practice what I preach, right? Because it's easy for me to tell you guys to play more, do this, and that. But when I don't lead by example, then it's not going to work out as great as it could, right? I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting me on this journey, for joining the community, for being a part of the sessions, and just everything you've done for me this past year. And I'm hoping that you will stick around with me for the next year and maybe follow along on my journey to see where it's going to end up. That's everything I had to talk about for today, and I hope that I get to see you in the sessions this week. Bye bye.